Coming up on Sports Late Night, New York will make a brand new start of it. The Knicks kicked Nelly out of town, and the man that's taking over was thrown in the fire in Philly. Shaq and Co. try and share a piece of history, and it's showtime for Magic and Charles. College hoops, the Stars come out in the Big East. Iverson, Kittles, Wallace, and Allen lead the charge. Revenge time for UMass versus GW. Clemson going for a first against the Heels. Kentucky just plain going for it, and it's 3 OTs for the Shark. Mitch has the Major League itch. No more Motown for Spielman. Settle down. The show's next.
And hello again, everybody. Welcome to Sports Late Night. I'm Barry LeBron.
And I'm Mike Alanos. We'll get to college hoops in a minute, but we begin with the pros. The Knicks, hammered this year by the Bulls, embarrassed by the Clips. Something had to change. It changed today.
Yeah, kind of like the conference tournaments. You win, you're in. You lose, you cruise. All seemed well when the New York Knicks got off to an 18-6 start this season under new coach Don Nelson. All was well. Now, though, all is not well. Tough losses and tough times have fallen on New York, and headlines that once read Nelly's Knicks will now read Nelly is nixed. Here's Larry Smith.
It's been a slow sinking ship since the All-Star break. The Knicks are just 4-9 since. 2 trades did more to free up summer free agent shopping money than to fulfill current needs. And Nelly's constant feuding with shooting guard John Starks had formed a mutiny much like the one that caused his ouster in Golden State 13 months before, resulting in the boot for Nelson.
We wasn't playing well, and when you're not playing well, then someone had to take the blunt of it, and you know, as being a head coach, you know, he had to take the blunt of it.
We felt like this time this was the best thing for this organization, for us going forward. We wanted to give ourselves the best possible chance to finish up the season on a strong note and possibly head into the playoffs on a positive note.
Nelson's portfolio is among the best in the biz, not counting the fact that he's never coached in the NBA Finals. In a radio interview, Nelly said he now felt like a true New Yorker, saying he's been kicked in the side and kicked in the teeth. Take it from someone who knows the news isn't as surprising as it may seem.
There's huge expectations up there, and yes, it is very surprising to me, but in this sport, again, probably nothing ever really ceases to amaze you.
The Knicks call on their 8th head coach in 10 years to pick up the pieces. Jeff Van Gundy, an assistant whose tenure in New York is topped only by Patrick Ewing and Charles Oakley, a 34-year-old who's never been head coach on any level.
I'm very nervous at right now, and I have been all day. I'm also excited because I do believe in myself as a coach, and I have confidence in myself that I can do a good job both for the team and for the organization.
Van Gundy's immediate task is to get the Knicks back on track, but the long term is to rebuild.
I think our players know there's a sense of urgency now to win and win now, and I feel that I, am ready to lead them forward.
Larry Smith, CNN Sports.
And Van Gundy, who's not going to be confused with Pat Riley on the sideline facing the Sixers tonight. Good news or bad news? Well, time will tell. Hubert Davis, the 3 there. Still in the second quarter, Anthony Mason to Derek Harper, the layup and the foul. New York up by 5 just before half. The Knicks, though, we'll miss this one. Vernon Maxwell on the break. Watch the lob to Jerry Stackhouse, who goes up and get it. Oh, the kid's been playing so well lately. New York up 6 at halftime. Third quarter, it turns around. Anthony Mason can't handle the pass. Stackhouse on the other end, another hoedown, throwdown. Van Gundy gets a TO. New York by just 2. Then Stackhouse again, this time by Hubert Davis. And Stackhouse really put a damper on this man's night. Philly wins it 100-92. Apparently, it was bad news for Van Gundy. If you beat the Sixers, so what? If you lose to them, yeah, Stack went off for 29. Mad Max had 21.
While the Knicks search for a new direction, New York hoop fans can find some of the best college basketball in the country at the Garden, side of the Big East tourney. For the first time since 1985, all 4 teams in the semis are ranked in the top 15. Tonight's matchups could be seen down the line in the NCAA tournament. We start with 12th-ranked Villanova battling number 6 Georgetown. Kerry Kittles, Allen Iverson. The Stars were out. Watch Kerry Kittles. 5 threes in the first half. He hit 17. Nova up 1 early. But the Hoyas and Allen Iverson come back. Watch Iverson. The man can do it all. First, it's the defense. Then it's the finish at the other end. Iverson was 16 at the half, playing a little shoot-'em-up with Kittles. Georgetown up 6. Still in the first. Jahidi White to the freshman Victor Page. He stops, spots up, hits the J. Page stealing the show with 20 in the first half. Georgetown up 10. But back comes Nova. Watch wheeling and dealing. Alvin Williams up to carry Kittles. Kittles finishes with 27. But the Hoyas step it up on defense. Eric Ebers stripped at the other end. Watch Victor Page. The sleight of hand. Showtime for Page. He finished with 34. Iverson with 28. Georgetown wins it. Victor Page, a career-high 34. Now, last year, Villanova went into the NCAA after winning the Big East, and they lost in the first round. This year, they will go in losing 3 of their last 4. The other semi, 13th-ranked Syracuse taking on number 3 UConn. Ray Allen, shake, bake, take, elevate. Allen with 19 in the first half. Syracuse in the second half hanging around. Lazarus Sims with a bum ankle. He only had 2 points. This was it right here. Nice move, but he was definitely slowed and affected by the ankle. How about Big Bad John Wallace for 19 and the baseline stuff there. But UConn wakes up and goes on a 30-10 run. They call him the Israeli Iceman in his homeland, Daron Sheffer. The 3-ball, he had 22. UConn pulling away, stepping up on defense, taking advantage of Lazarus Sims there. Rudy Johnson with the lay-in. Then it's Ray Allen. The 3-ball, it's true. Allen with 29. Syracuse thrown in the towel. Ray Allen and Daron Sheffer each hit 4 3-pointers in the game. Allen rebounding nicely after his 4 for 17 shooting performance. He was 11 of 21 tonight, 29 points. Barry.
It hasn't gone so far that Clemson coach Rick Barnes has ever sneaked into Dean Smith's hotel room and short-sheeted his bed, but the running feud between the two is certainly well documented. They say that they have put it behind them, no allowing their teams to take the spotlight in tonight's ACC quarterfinal. Carolina looking for its 14th conference title. There's the Dean. There's Slick Rick. Stormy past, gone away. Off the inbounds in the first. Vince Carter, the slam from Dante Calabria. The freshman gets the big slammer to go. Later, Tar Heels on the run. Shammond Williams back to Anton Jamison. He throws it down. UNC by 9 at halftime. Second half, it got close. Carolina up 2. Terrell McIntyre, the drive. Greg Buckner, the big follow jam, tied the game at 73. Time running out. Watch bottom left of your screen. Buckner is all alone. He'll get the feed from Harold Jamison up and in. That is the winner. Clemson, a huge win and likely a ticket to the NCAA tournament. 75-73 your final. Buckner finished with 20, including those final 2. At halftime, listen to this. Rick Barnes went to the chalkboard, wrote NCAA on one side, wrote NIT on the other side, told his guys, write your name under the one you want, and then we'll see how bad you want it. Earlier in the day, top seed Georgia Tech facing play-in NC State. Stephon Marbury, the steal, he's going all the way. The throwdown jam for the freshman. Tech led by 13 at halftime. Second half, NC State cuts into the lead. Danny Strong spots up. Far side, pulls up outside the line, inside the hoop. NC State within 5. Then later, Drew Barry, not to be confused with Drew Barrymore, leads the break to Matt Harpring. The reverse. Lay-in, Georgia Tech by 12 there. Final minute. On the run, it's Barry again, this time to Gary Saunders. Paint this one yellow and throw a jacket on it. Tech wins it 88-73. Every time State made a run today, Tech would shoot him down, usually behind a big play by Marbury. He had 23 to lead the Yellow Jackets, who have a semifinal date now set with Maryland.
Still ahead. 2 old friends get together. We'll see who had the last laugh, Magic or Charles. No laughing matter for UMass trying to avenge their only loss, but GW coming out with a lot of cool in the A-10 semis. And Chris Spielman is a throwback player, rightfully out of the dome and in a cold weather climb. His new digs and more as Late Night rolls on.
You want your own wife kidnapped. Her dad, he's real well off.
A salesman. 2 crooks.
Would it kill you to say something?
A cop.
You were having sex with a little fella then? Yeah.
A crime that could only have happened this way.
So what's the deal now? Triple homicide?
In Fargo.
Oh, jeez. What do you fellas got yourself mixed up in?
A terrific twisted comedy, says Rolling Stone. From the creators of Raising Arizona. Fargo.
I'm cooperating here.
Are you sure?
Rated R. Now playing at select theaters.
You and I have a lot in common. We're a lot alike. We're the same, you and me. I look at you, I see myself.
Pay too much for auto supplies and you'll feel like one too. At Pep Boys, you'll get great prices. Now, any size, any 45,000-mile tires, just $139. 26,000 items at the guaranteed low price, tires and service. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
This is about advanced communication technology, about what's happening today, how things like the virtual office and call centers can work for your business. But it's not about bits, bytes, bells, or whistles. This is about people who know how to listen and where to look, people who can help you put all the pieces together and even get you the hardware and software you need. This is about how simple things can be, about knowing who, about knowing how. Network MCI, that's how.
Welcome back. It seems like we've been talking about Orlando's home win streak all season. Finally tonight, the Magic ready to grab a piece of history, trying to tie the 85-86 Celtics record of 38 straight home wins, looking to tie Boston's record of 31 in a row in a season. The Hornets trying to spoil the fun early. Charlotte not buying it. Del Curry the drive and dish. LJ with 35 points, matching the Shaq and Penny bucket for bucket. Fast forward to the fourth. The miss, and it's Shaq Fu with the follow. The Diesel hit on 16 of 21 shots. Now watch his buddy Penny Hardaway. Trailer rights Anthony. Hardaway with the drive and dunk. He had 31. And the Magic up 3 late. Michael Adams spotting Glenn Rice. Glenn with the 3 ball. He had 26. We're heading into overtime. The streak in a precarious position, but here comes Shaq Fu. He scored the first 6 points, the stuff there. He finished with 36. Then it's 3D. Great Scott. He's hit a 3 ball in 65 straight games, 18 tonight. Orlando wins it by 5. 31-0 at home this season and 38 straight overall, both equaling NBA records. They can break those records with a win Sunday against Phoenix. Overall, Orlando has won 15 of 17. Now for Charles and Magic, the two stars meeting in Phoenix. Really, Magic is the one putting on the show. First, on his old buddy AC Green, the baby hook. Magic with 12 points. Then it's Magic on Charles, and he abuses Chuck on this one. The lefty lay in there. One more time, Magic. Watch the dish. Nick Van Exel whistling it to Nick Van Exel. He had 23 and a half, 28 for the game. Charles had his moments, muscling up here. He had 13 points and 13 boards. But Magic with the last lap, they threw everybody at Magic. Michael Finley, no contest. Magic, 12 points and 8 assists. The Lakers rolling this one. Cedric Ceballos with 23. The Lakers have won 10 of their last 11 on the road. Again, Charles 13 and 13. Now for more on Nelly and the Knicks, Orlando's streak, and a special look at gorgeous George Murasan. Tune into This Week in the NBA. Vince Cellini starts the double dip Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. 12 hours later, Nick and Fred bring it home.
To football, and it's not too often that you replace a player like Cornelius Bennett, but the Buffalo Bills may have done that and then some. Bennett out last week to Atlanta. Chris Spielman in today from Detroit. The 4-time Pro Bowl linebacker agreed to a 4-year contract worth $8 million. The deal not signed yet, though. It'll wait till later this month so the Bills can do some salary cap shuffling. Spielman led the Lions in tackling in each of his 8 NFL seasons. Now, twice a year during his stay in Buffalo, Spielman will be seeing the Dolphins' Keith Sims. The exodus out of Miami has come to a stop in the person of the 3-time Pro Bowl guard who agreed to a 5-year deal today. The Fins have lost 3 starters already this offseason to free agency.
Back to college hoops. Nervous? Jitters? That's what some Kentucky players had to say about their SEC quarterfinal game today with Florida. What do the top-ranked Wildcats have to be nervous about? No one's been close to them in months. No different in the end today. Rick Pitino, pensive, nervous. Maybe because Dimitri Hill was knocking down 3 balls. He had 20. We're tied at 18 early, but here come the Cats. Reserve Allen Edwards. At the halftime buzzer, he hits the 3-ball. Kentucky up 9, and they begin to roll. Here's some defense. Watch Walter McCarty. First the steal, behind the back, McCarty to Jeff Shepard, to Antoine Walker. He gets the stuff, and that's Kentucky hoops at its best. Well, Walker again. The Krugers didn't like it, with good reason. Walker, the turnaround, he had 21. Kentucky rolls, and Kentucky matches the longest win streak in college hoops at 26. The Wildcats continue their quest for a 5th straight SEC tournament title against Arkansas. More SEC quarterfinal action, Georgia and Tennessee, and here come the Dogs. Shandon Anderson with the steal. He gets mugged, still gets the hoop and the foul. Georgia rolling up 19. Anderson with 16 in the game. Tubby turning K2 Davis loose, hanging in the air, double clutch, hoop and foul. He had 17. The Dogs win by 11, and they are streaking. They've won 8 of 9. Davis with 17. Georgia will meet Mississippi State in the semis.
Atlantic 10 semis, UMass looking to avenge its only loss of the season against George Washington. They're the two big men, Cool and Camby. Camby blows by Cool here, in for the jam. UMass led it by 10 at halftime. GW went on an 11-0 run, though. The block here by Cool. Sean to Rogers gets it up to Vaughn Jones. Rogers, Jones, easy lay-in and the foul. George Washington down just one. Then they work it down low. Cool, crazy Cool. The 7-footer delivers again. 20 points, 11 boards. GW up one. But Marcus hauls down the rebound here ahead to Dante Bright, to Carmelo Travieso. Back to Bright. UMass takes the lead there, and then Bright leaning, firing, hitting. Oh, yeah, Bright. So slick today, 19 points, and guess who wins again? One of college hoops' most unlikely streaks come to an end here. The mighty Minutemen had lost 4 straight to GW before this one. Bright and Camby each had 19 for the winners. Also from the A-10, Temple knocks Rhode Island right out of the tournament with a 12-point win. Mark Jackson, not that one, Mark with the C. Jackson had 21 for the Owls.
Coming up, what about Bob Huggins and his Bearcats scrap with Crumb's Cardinals? Conference USA running wild. And look who's back in the States. Kevin Mitchell gets another shot in the majors. We'll tell you where after you feast on more tourney scores.
Where we can live life instead of just watching it.
We could really use a vacation.
That puts everything at our fingertips while taking us to new heights.
Discover the continent of Puerto Rico. Pristine beaches, 500 years of history, and an unforgettable vacation. Only Puerto Rico puts it all within your reach.
You guys ready for the game?
About.
What if you couldn't pick up your keys or reach a light switch?
Harold, you want wheat or rye bread?
I think I'll take rye.
Let's go get the bread.
Canine Companions for Independence provides highly trained dogs that help make independent living a reality for people with disabilities. You know what? Could I have wheat bread instead?
Canine Companions for Independence. Find out how you can help.
Earlier we mentioned the Big East with 4 teams in the top 15. Conference USA almost as impressive. All of the schools in the semifinals are in the top 25. This conference pieced together rather nicely. No automatic bid for the tourney winner, but these semifinal teams should all be dancing. We start with number 21, Louisville, taking on 9th-ranked Cincinnati. Bob Huggins, a subdued Bob Huggins because his team was on it. Watch Darnell Burton. I'm going to the hole, and he's getting the stuff. He had 21. Bearcats up early by 9. Louisville hanging around. Alvin Sims up to the tick. Tick Rogers flying in for the dunk. But Cincinnati still up 11, and watch the mauling defense from Bob Huggins' squad. The save, and it's time to run. Keith Legree up to Danny Fortson. Fortson with 21. Cincinnati up 16, but Louisville coming back. They cut it to 8, but Alvin Sims rejected by Art Long. He sends that shot in reverse. Cincinnati wins it by 11. The Bearcats hit 60% of their shots. Best performance of the season, and plenty chipped in. 5 players reached double figures. The other semi, 14th-ranked Memphis versus number 25 Marquette. Memphis missed their first 9 shots. Marquette took advantage. The Peep Show, Anthony Pieper, hoop and foul. Marquette up 17-4, but Memphis fights back off the turnover. Here comes Lorenzen Wright. He had 17 in the first half, the stuff there. Then down low. This is the way you work it on the box. Leaning in for another stuff. He had 27, 7 boards for the game. Marquette up 1 at the half. But here they come off the break. Faisal Abraham, the jam. Marquette up 3 and pulling away one more time with the Peep Show. The fall away. Pretty shot. He had 23. Marquette wins it by 12. So Bob Huggins' Bearcats get Marquette in the championship game. The Eagles snap Memphis's 34-game win streak on their home floor.
When they talk about tournament experience, it is really in terms of players, but a coach's postseason pass can also be a factor. Enter Jerry Tarkanian, who leads his third-seeded Fresno State club into action in tonight's WAC semifinals against number 2 seed New Mexico. The game in New Mexico, I would pinpoint it a little more precisely for you, but I can't spell Albuquerque. Tark's crew winners in 8 of 10 games. Tark getting a little talking to. Go right to overtime. New Mexico State down 2. They work it into Kenny Thomas for the jam. New Mexico sends it to double overtime. There, time running down. Aggies down 3. Charles Smith fouled on the shot. Darnell McCullough shooting the 3. He goes to the line, hits all 3. This then for the win to break the tie. No, sir. We go to 3 overtimes, and the Aggies finally put it away there. Smith will miss, but get the putback. Watch this sweet play. Mwah. Oh, Tark, bless your little towel-covered head. 3 overtimes and a loser for Fresno State. 104-99 your final. New Mexico now 26-4, easily on its way to the big tournament. Fresno State 20-10, and how's this? Once again, Tark at the mercy of his old nemesis, the NCAA. Northeast Conference Championship, Monmouth against Rider. The winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Just before halftime, Rider trailing by 4, but it's Greg Burtson with a 3-pointer, pulled the Broncos to within 1, 31-30. Second half, Monmouth junior forward Corey Albano working underneath. The bucket and the beating, putting Monmouth up 1, 47-46. Now, 4 seconds left. Quincy Lee hit 2 free throws to put him up 1. A desperation shot. This for the win for Rider. All glass. All glass, and Monmouth is going to the tournament. They win it 60-59 over Rider, and look at those guys celebrate. Great story, Monmouth. A lot more like them coming your way on College Basketball Preview Saturday morning at 11:30 Eastern. This week, a live interview with National Championship coach Jim Herrick of UCLA. Golf highlights and news of that big signing of the big guy in Major League Baseball, both coming up after the break.
The rhino. He's just one species. But if he goes, he could take a few things with him.
You and I have a lot in common. I look at you, I see myself.
Pay too much for auto supplies and you'll feel like one too. At Pep Boys, sets of floor mats from $9.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
When you consider the thousands of ways restaurants use water, it's no wonder thousands of restaurants use us.
Hey, Culligan man!
Culligan, the world's source for better water.
Well, how about this for a 3-4-5 punch in Boston? Jose Canseco, Mo Vaughn, and Kevin Mitchell. After an injury-shortened season in Japan, Mitch is back in the majors. He signs an incentive-laden one-year deal worth anywhere from $250,000 to $1.75 million. Get this, $3,000 for each plate appearance. That's incentive for the 34-year-old former MVP outfielder / DH. Now, Boston manager Kevin Kennedy polled the players to see if they were in favor of Mitchell joining the team. Mitch gets the thumbs up, but a similar survey last month didn't turn out as well as the team considered offering Darryl Strawberry a contract.
They dive into the Indianapolis pool as Olympic hopefuls and come out of it as Olympians. U.S. team swimming trials continued today. And guess who's headed to Atlanta? It's Janet Evans, who will be a 3-time Olympic swimmer at the ripe old age of 24. She won the 400-meter freestyle event by 0.6 of a second. Jessica Fahey finished 5th in the event and now has just one more shot to make the team. The 800-meter race on Sunday. Golf round 2 of the Honda Classic in South Florida. The conditions a little bit changed today, a lot colder, a lot windier, and Nick Faldo doesn't like him. Winds up in the fairway, but the wrong fairway, and you could see his disappointment. Moved to the 15th hole, Tim Herron. Red hot yesterday, red hot today. The short birdie putt moves him to 14 under. Olin Brown in pursuit. There's a birdie putt to put him -8 in second place. Herron is just cruising with a 2-day total of 14 under par. 6-stroke lead after 36 holes is the largest at the halfway point of a PGA event since the World Series of Golf in 1990.
Now it's time for our play of the day. For that, back to the ACC tournament. Tim Duncan doing it all. Scoring, blocking shots, and making the save as he goes out of bounds. Kicks it up to Jerry Braswell, and Braswell playing beat the clock. He buries the 3 ball. Time to take another look at that one. Braswell stopping and draining the running one-hander. Good enough for the play of the day.
Play of the day, brought to you by Network MCI. How you can get modern communications technology working for your business.
This is about how you go to sleep one day, running your business the same way you always have, and wake up the next morning with things like email, voicemail, PCs, pagers, a whole new communications network. It's not a fairy tale, a myth, or a parable. This is about how things can really happen. This is about opening your eyes instead of closing them, and making a call instead of a wish. Network MCI, that's how.
Centrum? I just feel better knowing I'm taking it.
Centrum's complete. I'm not sure if my diet is well balanced, but I know Centrum is.
It's Centrum's commitment to ongoing research that ensures you always get the best nutritional support. A more advanced multivitamin. Centrum, always more complete than any leading brand.
The Centrum people thought of everything.
Like they say, from A to Zinc.
Centrum, more complete from A to Zinc.
That Detroit win number 49 for the Red Wings on the season, keeping them on pace to win 60. No team has ever done that in the NHL. That'll do it for us. I'm Barry LeBron.
And I'm Michael Lanos. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.